Session. My name is Isama Okne, and I am the founder of Teen Ignite Academy. I am also the founder of the Parenting Hub. So thank you for joining me today. Today in this very short live, I'll be talking about why children lie. Why children lie. So I've had this question, parents come to ask me, why does my child tell lie? My child is always telling lies. My child never says the truth. Today we're going to be finding out why children are always, or why children tell lies. Okay, so I'm going to start by saying that lying is often a symptom before it becomes a character problem. It's always a symptom. First of all, it's a symptom before it becomes a character problem. Most children do not wake up one morning and decide to become dishonest people. Something triggered it, something gave birth to it, something actually propelled it, right? Now, this is what we will be looking at today. When a child tells lie, one of these things are actually happening, or a child is telling lies because they're trying to do one of these things I'm going to mention now. One, they're trying to avoid consequences. So when children tells lies, they are just trying to avoid some consequences, right? Another one is they're trying to escape shame. They're trying to escape shame. They're trying to gain approval. They're trying to protect themselves emotionally. Or they are trying to meet unrealistic expectations. These are one of the reasons, one or some of the reasons why children tell lies. So whenever you say, oh, my child is telling lie, my child is lying, my child is not saying the truth, my child is not telling it the way it is, ask yourself, is any of these elements that I've mentioned available? Is there any of these factors that I've mentioned propelling my child's life? Are they trying to avoid consequences? Are they trying to avoid shame? Are they trying to gain approval? Are they trying to protect themselves emotionally? Are they trying to meet unrealistic expectations? All these things are questions that we should ask ourselves before we come to the conclusion of, oh, my child is bad, my child is lying, my child is not saying the truth. All right? So all these things I have mentioned does not mean that lying is acceptable. No, lying is not an acceptable behavior. However, it helps us understand the behavior of a child before correcting them. When these things happen, or these factors that I've mentioned, helps parents to understand the child's behavior before they bring in the correction. All right, so one of the reasons why children lie, we're going to be looking at why children lie. I need us to understand that for every lie, there's a story or there's a reason. Children don't just wake up and say, today I'm going to tell lie all through. Something is propelling it. Something is pushing that behavior. There's an emotion driving that behavior. And that is what I want us to look at today. All right. What story? I need you to ask yourself these questions all the time. What story is this child's behavior telling me? What story is your child's lie trying to tell? Because there's always a story. There's always a behavior, or there's an emotion driving that behavior. So figure out which one is it. Number one, children tell lies for fear of punishment. Because of punishment, children will tell lie. Why will they tell the truth when they know that when they lie, they're going to get away, or when they say the truth, they're going to be punished? So they will rather choose to tell the lie and be safe. All right, so this is common, or this is the most common reason why children lie: for fear of punishment. Children quickly learn patterns when they know that, if I say the truth, you're going to punish me. They learn a pattern. They know that if I own up, if I said I did it, if I said I'm responsible, there will be punishment. So they will rather play safe. Every mistake, if every mistake in your house results to beating, results to yelling, results to threats, results to harsh criticism, results to public embarrassment, your child is going to lie. Your child will tell lie because they want to avoid all these things I've mentioned. They want to avoid For fear of punishment, they want to avoid punishment, they want to avoid beating, they want to avoid yelling, they want to avoid your threat, they want to avoid your harsh criticism, they want to avoid your embarrassment. So it's better for them to say lie and be safe. You get it now? Yeah. Now, children begins to associate truth with danger. If all the time your child tells the truth, there's a punishment, there's beating, there's yelling, there's threat, there's embarrassment, there's this, there's tantrum. You're throwing objects at them, you're yelling, you're calling one auntie Ibadan, you're calling one auntie Sapele, you're calling everybody, you're shouting, you're pulling down the roof of the house. Your child's brain is telling them that, saying the truth is dangerous. So they begin to associate truth telling with danger. So they eventually start asking themselves, why am I telling the truth? If telling the truth is going to put me in trouble, I'll rather say the opposite, which is the lie. That is one of the reasons why children lie. Your reaction is triggering it. If you're beating children for saying the truth, you ask a question, the child says the truth, you punish them, you beat them, the child is learning that saying the truth is actually dangerous, right? Is a threat. It's dangerous. Now, another reason why children lie is fear of disappointing their parents. This is for parents who have built high hopes for their children. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong in the parents laying the expectation for their children. It's actually one of the parenting skills, right? But when you begin to build high hopes for your children, when you begin to feel, oh, you have to meet this expectation before for me to love you, you have to meet this expectation to gain my approval, you have to meet this expectation or this achievement, these children begin to lie. They begin to hide their failure. They will no longer be vulnerable. So they choose to lie to their parents because they know that, oh, if I say the truth, I'm not going to be her friend again. If I say the truth, my mom is not going to be my friend again, or my mom is not going to, I'm not going to be her favorite again, or I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to. So they feel that the safest place to hide themselves, right? When children feel that purity is because they want to achieve. Certain things in movies, you see children or adults who try to paint the picture of who they are not just because they want people to accept them. Just because they are looking for acceptance and validations, external validations. All these things are reason why children tell lie. Because in their mind, grade, for example, 4 grade is equal to disappointment. Disappointment is equal to rejection. Rejection is equal to loss of love, and so forth. So they will lie. Some of them will go as far as doctoring their results, their grades. The child has 10, they remove the 0 and then manipulate it, or they remove the 1 and they manipulate their scores. Why? Because you have painted a picture that won't allow them to disappoint you or won't let them complain the way it is to you. So they will rather choose the lie. All right. Now the next one is the next reason why children lie is fear of shame. If a child knows that when I say the truth, I'm going to be shamed, they will rather how far I've gone or how far I've gone without this microphone. So we're going to be managing, all right? So behind every behavior of a child, there's an emotion driving it. Now, what are these parenting mistakes that are encouraging lying? Number one is reacting. As a parent, if you're always reacting, if any little thing, very little things trigger you, your children will lie. If you come into the house and you see that there's water spilled on floor, everybody here, I'm going to scatter, I'm going to break, I'm going to do this, you poured water, you did this. Your child will start lying. By the time you line them up, who poured this water? Everybody will say, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. Why? Because they know that once they say it's me, danger is coming. So they will rather say, it's not me, to be safe. That is one of the reasons why your children don't tell the truth. Because you are overreacting. Your approach, your behavior, your approach to your reaction, right? Your response is overreaction. You're always overreacting. You're not responding. You're reacting. You're angry. You want to get it done, right? So the children will learn to play safe. If saying the truth is danger, let me lie now, right? Okay, so next mistake that parents make that encourages lying is punishing honesty. When you're punishing a child, a child did something and they owned up, and you say, okay, so it's you that spilled this water. Okay, lie down or kneel down, open your hand, 20 strokes of cane, 30 strokes of cane. You're not eating this night, you're not doing this, your iPad is taken from you, your this is this, your that is that. I'm going to tell the whole class, I'm going to do this. You have just encouraged that child to stop telling the truth. That's the truth. You have just encouraging that child. Why will you punish a child that already owned up? What we don't know is that children will always be children, and mistakes are inevitable. As long as a child is a child, mistakes are inevitable. A child will continue to make mistakes. The Bible says that foolishness lies in the bosom of a child. So if Bible recognizes that children can be foolish, who are you not to recognize that your child can be foolish and your child can make mistakes, right? So why are you punishing honesty? Why are you punishing honesty? Number 3 reason or 3 mistakes that parents make that encourages lying is expecting perfection. Perfection is an illusion. I've always said this. Perfection is an illusion. There's nothing like a perfect child. Please stop striving. Stop trying to raise a child that is perfect. It's not possible. It's not possible. Even you as an adult, you're not perfect. So why do you expect to raise a child that is perfect? Raise a wholesome child. Raise a child that will defend themselves. Raise a child that can promote your family value. Raise a child that understands their value. Do not raise a child that is perfect. There's nothing like a perfect child. There's no perfect child anywhere. Perfection is an illusion. A lot of you are parenting the child you wish you had, not the one you have. That is the problem. Not the one you have, just the one you wish you had. And the one you wish you had was the perfect child. You wish you had a perfect child where all you need to do is just relax. The child knows what to do. The child knows when to wake up. The child knows when to greet. The child knows when to go to school. Everything is aligned. In fact, they come completely packaged, right? You don't need to do anything. The child comes programmed to behave. Listen, let me tell you, there's no child like that anywhere. There's no perfect child. Any child you see, any wholesome child you see anywhere in the world is a result of intentional parenting. Let no man deceive you. Let no woman deceive you. Stop letting people tell you that your child is not perfect. There's no perfect child anywhere. There's no perfect child anywhere. So the fear or expecting perfection from children is another reason why children tell lies. When you expect your child to have all the A's in the class, Your child should be the most punctual, the most neatest, the most conscious, the most this. That's too much expectation of a child. So when the child is not able to meet up with all this your ridiculous expectation, what happens? They begin to tell lie. No, I got it. I got the answer, but my teacher does not like me, so my teacher gave it to another person. That teacher doesn't like me. The other day I was coming to school, my teacher was doing my eye, her eye like this. That's why they gave it. It was for me. You're teaching your children something that is unrealistic. Let's run. Number 4 mistakes that parents make that encourages lying. Using labels. Using labels. A lot of parents are labeling your children. You this liar. You this is gonna child. You this lover. You this thief. You this useless child. You this one that cannot be trusted. As you're labeling the child, the mind of the child is telling the child, this is who you are. This is who they say you are. This is who they say you are. Jesus was asking his disciples, he said, who do people say I am? Who do you say your child is? Who do you say your child is? That child, very stupid child. He's a liar. He's a crook. He's a this. Your mind, the child's mind is saying, this is who they say you are. This is who they say you are. This is who they say you are. So as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Have you thought of that? Now the child begins to say, this is who I am. They say I cannot do well. They say I'm always lying, so I'm a liar. Everybody knows I'm a liar. The child begins to tell lie. They know that I'm a this. Everybody knows that I'm this. The child begins to act in the label that you have given them. The child begins to act according to the label that you have given them. Right? They begin to internalize this label. They begin to repeat it. It becomes a part of it. So rather than correcting the behavior, you are attacking their identity. You're attacking your child's identity instead of correcting the behavior. You are not telling the child, this olodo, this one, that one. The child will lie. The child will play to the standard that you have given them. All right. Now, how do you respond when a child lies? It's very important as a parent. How do you respond when you notice or when you observe that your child is lying? 1, control your emotions first. Like I said before, a lot of us are overreacting. We react, we don't respond. We don't know how to control our emotions. Some things are not something you respond to. Sometimes all you can do, what you can do, or what you should do is just look away. Sometimes you just need to stay calm. Sometimes you just need to catch your breath. Sometimes you just need to overlook a lot of things. But the problem is that some of us have not learned to control our emotions. So we throw tantrum, we overreact. Now, how do you control it? Or how do you respond? How should you respond? Number 1, calm yourself. Calm yourself. Take hold of your emotions. Calm yourself. All right? Put your emotions in check. Gather your facts. Be sure of what you're doing. Sometimes you see that most times when you react, at the end of the day, you see that you've overreacted. You see that maybe you have beaten the wrong person. You see that you've punished the wrong person because you didn't take time to calm yourself and gather your facts right. Another one is avoid reacting in anger. Some of us, you come back, a child has spilled water. Hey, you poured water everywhere. Oh no, you wasted my oil. You did this. And then you react. You haven't asked. You haven't gathered your facts. You haven't found out what actually happened. That is it. All right. Number 2, what you can do or how to respond. Seek understanding before correction. Make sure you understood what happened before you begin to correct. Ask questions. What happened? What were you afraid of? What made it difficult to tell the truth? Say all these things before you begin to respond. All right? You're not excusing dishonesty when you do this. You are not uncovering. You are uncovering the root issue. When you ask these questions, you begin to uncover the root issues. Ask questions. Ask questions, all right? Parents who understand causes create lasting change. When you ask questions, when you get to the root cause, when you find out, when you want to know, oh, what happened? So what propelled it? What happened? You see, to see the root cause, you need to find solution to the problem. Now, the third reason why or way to respond, how parents should respond. The third one is teach the value of honesty. Teach the value of honesty. Let children understand that honesty produces good relationship. Honesty protects good relationship. Or that honesty protects relationship. Let them understand that a child that is honest will protect their relationship with other people. This is because honesty matters a lot, right? How lies damages relationship. Let them understand that honesty protects relationship, lies damages relationship, truth builds credibility. Let your children understand that. Children need more rule. They also need understanding. Let there be structures. Let there be systems in the house. Number 4, how parents should react. Parents should hold their children accountable. Learn to hold your children accountable. Understanding is not the same as excusing. So the child should still repair damage causes. If a child spills water after you have found out the causes and you've handled it, let the child clean up the space. Let the child tidy up. Hold them accountable. If they hurt someone, let them apologize. If they neglect responsibility, let them do that same responsibility. If they broke something, they should help to replace it. Accountability develops character. When you don't help children to be accountable, when you don't hold them accountable, they lose their characters. Now, reward truthfulness. Learn to reward truthfulness. When a child says the truth, do not punish them, rather reward them. You can reward them by saying, oh, thank you for telling me the truth. I appreciate that you told me the truth. I appreciate your honesty. Thank you for telling me the truth. I know that took courage. It teaches them that honesty is valued. So appreciate honesty. Reward truthfulness. Reward truthfulness. And finally, learn to create a home where honesty grows. Learn to create a home where honesty grows. How do you do this? Build emotional safety. And how do you build the emotional safety? Let children understand that they are free to say the truth always. Even to say the truth, no matter how horrible it looks, right? Establish your family honesty values. Let them know what your family honesty values is. We tell the truth all the time. We own up to our mistakes. Okay. So children, we apologize when we're wrong. We learn from our failure. Children absorb what families repeatedly celebrate. So if as a parent you're repeatedly celebrating the truth, your children will intentionally absorb it. It becomes a part of their blueprint. It becomes a part of their daily living, right? And then finally, model honesty daily. Let them see you model it. When you cannot do something, say it. When own up to your mistake, say something. Let them understand. Show them example. Let your children hear you say, I made a mistake. I was wrong. Please forgive me. These are part of honesty that you. So let this be the characters that